Hello everyone, and welcome to my 20-minute yoga video demonstration. So today we are going to go through some meditation, breath work, abdominal exercises, and basic stretches that of course would be expanded to a full 16-minute sequence. With me today, I'm going to have two blocks and I'm going to have a strap to demonstrate some modifications that we can do for some of the postures. And for some of the postures, we're only going to do the right side rather than right and left, just so I could demonstrate a few more of the postures that I would teach throughout the whole sequence. All right, let's begin. The first position is an easy seated position for hip circles. Now, for myself, that's ankle to ankle with the knees open and a relaxed inner hip flexors. For some people, it might be cross-legged like this. If you're finding that you have a lot of tension on the inner hip flexors, you can take a block and place it underneath your bum, lifting the hips up and helping to open the knees. From the side view, looks like this. All right. Whether you choose to use a block or not, let's begin with the hip circles. I'll choose to use the block as an example. We're going to inhale forward and exhale around. So what we're doing is we're just turning the spine on the sacrum, inhaling forward, exhaling around, and just starting to warm up the body, warm up the spine on the sacrum, warm up the hips, and starting to tap into our breath. Inhaling in and out through the nose, mouth closed. Now, after we do this for about 30 times, we're going to stop in the center and go in the opposite direction. Inhaling forward, exhaling around, and perhaps taking note that actually we're exhaling forward and inhaling back, which is fine. Just tapping into the breath, elongating it. Now, after doing that for about 30 times, we stop at the center, we begin our seated meditation. Normally we'll go for about a minute. So what we'd like to do is lengthen up through the crown of the head, as well as lengthen down through the tailbone. Hug in the stomach and roll the shoulders up and back. And then we allow our arms to relax down on either side. Tuck the ribs and lower the chin so it's parallel to the mat. Slide the chin back like you're sliding a drawer into place. So the back of the skull rests on top of the spine. Now, from the side view, it'll look like this. And as we begin our seated meditation, let's tap into the breath. Gently shut the eyes and focusing on the breath coming in and out through the nose, mouth closed. As we're sitting here, practicing meditation, what we're doing is just taking note if a thought arises. And when we notice a thought has arisen, we choose the breath instead of following the thought through. That is a practice of meditation. Just sitting here, breathing in and out through the nose, mouth closed. We start to allow all the sounds of the space into the mind. The sound of my voice, the sound of the room, the sound of outside. The mind is as wide and as deep as the ocean and the sky, so all of the sounds can find their place. Allow them to be a part of the practice rather than a hindrance. Breathing in and out through the nose, mouth closed. Start to feel the sensations of the body, the sits bones on the mat, your hands on the knees, your body in space. Focusing on the breath and setting your intention for the class. Gently opening the eyes. And let's find a laying down position for deep belly breathing. Deep belly breathing begins at the low belly to the mid belly, diaphragm, chest, collarbone for a count of 6, and then exhaling at the low belly, mid belly, diaphragm, chest, collarbone for a count of 6. Now, I'd normally recommend we do 10 rounds, but in demonstration video, we'll just do 1 round. So let's begin breathing now. Inhaling, low belly, mid belly, diaphragm, chest, collarbone. And now exhaling, low belly, mid belly, diaphragm, chest, collarbone. Good. All right, allowing yourself to come back to normal breathing, in and out through the nose, mouth closed. After pranayama breathing exercises, we like to allow the nervous system to reset. Now the next position, after the breathing exercises, we begin to do some core work. So we're going to begin with pulse crunches. Placing the soles of the feet flat, reaching our hands towards the ankles, looking in between the knees and lifting our heels up off the mat, keeping our toes touching on the mat. Press the belly button to spine, and we're going to pulse forward for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and down. Good. All right, after doing some pulse crunches, we're going to move into basic leg stretching. Let's do the right side. Lift the right leg up, kicking out through the heel, drawing the toes back to the nose, interlocking the hands behind the right thigh, working the leg towards straight first before drawing it towards the stomach. Now, if this is uncomfortable for you and you prefer to use a strap, you can take your strap, put a loop into the strap, and place the loop around the sole of the foot. Kick out through the heel, draw the toes back to the nose, grasp the strap with both hands, and start to draw the leg towards the chest. Now, if you're going to carry on with the strap, take the strap with the right hand and extend the left arm out at shoulder height, looking over the left shoulder, and open the right leg out to the side. If you're just using your hand, just your right hand comes to the outside of the right leg to support it as you open it out to the side. Now, the next position is inhaling the leg all the way over across the body. If you're using your hand, you can just switch your left hand and replace where the right was. Extend the right arm out at shoulder height, looking over the shoulder, or you can take your left hand to the strap and hold onto the strap as you kick out through the heel and the toes back to the nose, keeping the leg floating up off the mat. Now, you can remove the strap off your foot, or if you weren't using a strap, that's fine. You can place your left hand now just to the outside of the right leg, just helping to turn the bent knee down, getting a deeper stretch into the glute and the low back. And now float the leg up into a figure four position, crossing the ankle over the thigh. Figure four position looks like this. And then you want to thread the needle, reaching the right arm in between the legs, interlocking with the left hand behind the left thigh. Kicking out through the heel, drawing the toes back to the nose of both feet. Start to draw the left knee towards the stomach. Belly button to spine, hips and shoulders on the mat. Now release both legs out long. Draw the right knee in, interlocking the hands around the right shin, and draw the right knee up into the armpit. Releasing the right leg down long. Good, that was the right side, and of course, carry on with the left. Now, after basic leg stretching, we're going to do some leg lifts. So the leg lifts are going to be palms face down, arms down by either side, maybe on a slight diagonal away from the body. Hug the stomach in, glue the legs together, and point the toes. And you're going to lift the legs up to a 90-degree angle, and we're going to do that 10 times. Lifting up for 1, and down, 2, and down, 3, 4, belly button in, focus on the breath, 7, 8, 9, and then on 10, stay up, and then 10 seconds down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down. Good. All right, now we're going to come up to a seated position. You can either roll onto one side and gently press yourself up to a seated position, or you can reach your arms up overhead, interlock the thumbs, and do a double XL sit-up. Start by pressing your heels and your hips into the mat, belly button to spine, and double XL through the mouth, and then reach over the feet. Now, if you rolled over to the side and press yourself up, please come to extending your legs out long with pointed toes. And if you've done your double XL sit-up, you're already going to be reaching over the feet. Hug the stomach in, and then begin pulsing forward for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. All right, let's swing the legs around and come into a tabletop position. So the tabletop position is going to be wrists under shoulders and knees under hips. You want to press down through all four corners of the hands, rotate the triceps inwards and forwards to create a nice stable base to start from. Hug the stomach in, and we're going to begin doing the cat-cow posture. So cow is when you inhale, express the chest forward, looking up slightly, and then cat is when you exhale, pressing the belly button, spine, arching the upper back. Inhaling forward and exhaling out. Now when you inhale forward, you want to think of leading with the chest, leading with the heart, and lifting out of the shoulders. And then when you exhale back, you want to think of pressing the belly button to spine, protracting the shoulder blades, and let the head hang down loosely. Inhaling forward and exhaling out. Good, we'll do this 10 times. Inhaling forward, exhaling out. You're inhaling in and out through the nose, mouth closed. Finding your breath, focusing on the breath. Two more. Inhaling forward, exhaling out, inhaling forward and exhaling out, and then coming back into a neutral position. Good. Now, the next posture we're going to do is we're going to do a dynamic glute workout posture. I know, glute workout. What are you talking about? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to lift the knee up. Now I'm going to demonstrate with my left side because that's the side in the camera, but I'd most likely start with the right side. However, I'm going to demonstrate with the left. I'm going to kick out through the heel, draw the toes back to the nose, and extend my leg out long for 10. 1, 2, 3. So I'm kicking back with my heel, stomach's in, my arms are supporting me. I'm lifting out of my shoulders. 9 and 10. Good. Then I'm going to draw the knee in, keep the knee bend, lift the heel towards the sky, and kick up for 10. 1, 2. These are small movements. Stomach in. You're just trying to lift up the glute. 8, 9, 10. Then rotate at the hip so the leg is parallel to the mat and draw the knee towards the tricep. You're doing a side crunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stomach in. 8, 9, 10, and knee down. Good. Now we would do both sides, and if people need in between of doing both sides, you can of course spread your knees wide, bring the toes together, and press back into child's pose position to take a rest in between doing both sides. Or if you don't, then stay stationary in the tabletop position, and after you finish your second side, then you can find your child's pose rest. Forehead on the mat, arms extended out long in front of you, pressing your palms into the mat, helping get your hips down towards your heels, allowing the stomach to hang loosely, breathing in and out through the nose, mouth closed. Good. All right, from here, you're going to come into a tabletop position, and then we're going to curl our toes under for downward facing dog. So downward facing dog is the inverted V shape. Your arms are going to be shoulder width apart. Your hands are going to be planted firmly, pressing down through all four corners of the palms. Clawing the mat with the fingertips, rotating your triceps inwards and forwards. Hugging the belly button to spine, you can walk your dog out by pressing one heel, then the other heel down towards the mat. Allow the head to hang loosely and start to melt your heart down towards the mat. And if you walk your dog out for about 10 steps, come to a stationary position, and then from here, bend the knees, lift the hips up into the air, then press back through the heels. One more time, bend the knees, lift the hips up into the air, then press back through the heels. Excellent. Take a few breaths here. Relaxing down into the down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. Now from here, come into a plank position. That's wrists under shoulders. Now, if plank is too much for you, being up off your knees, you can come down to your knees and uncurl the tops of the toes so the tops of the feet are flat. Now, whether you're on your knees or if your legs are lifted, you are going to squeeze your glutes, hug your stomach in, and rotate the triceps inwards and forwards. And we're going to come all the way down to the mat through a reverse tricep push-up, all the way down to the mat. Good. And curl the toes, tops of the feet flat, and you want to bring your feet together for baby cobra. Squeeze the legs, squeeze the glutes, hug the belly button to spine. Inhale, use the low back to lift the upper chest up, and then exhale, come down and press back into that child's pose position. Knees wide, hips on heels. Good. All right. Now, that was a vinyasa. So that was a little flowing movement there for you, from the child's pose to tabletop to down dog to plank, all the way down through the reverse tricep push-up, through chaturanga there, the low push-up, all the way down to the mat for baby cobra, and then pressing back into child's pose. We're going to do this again, but we're going to do the more advanced vinyasa, where we come through downward facing dog to plank to chaturanga, the low push-up, and then we're going to press directly up into upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and then press back into downward facing dog. So we're going to try it like that, or you could do the modified version that I just showed you. All right. So, starting in downward facing dog, we're going to inhale into plank position. Then we're going to exhale down into chaturanga, and then we're going to inhale into upward facing dog. So pressing down through all four corners of your palms, really rotating the triceps inwards and forwards, finding strength in the arms, roll over the toes at the same time, pressing through the tops of the feet, keeping the legs lifted, belly button to spine, squeezing the glutes, and then we're going to press back into downward facing dog, or if you prefer, you can come down into child's pose. Good. Breathing in and out through the nose, mouth closed. Good. And now coming down onto your knees. All right. Now, we have a few minutes left here, so let me demonstrate some basic leg stretching exercises that we like to use as a cool down. So, come to sitting on your bum, right leg extended out long at a 45-degree angle. Inhale the arms up, interlock the hands, and then rotate the body, turning the belly button in the same direction as leg. Exhale, fold forward, bring the hands around the sole of the foot. Now, if your hands can't reach the sole of the foot, you can bend your knee as much as you need to place your forehead to the knee, kicking out to the heel, drawing the toes back to the nose, and work your leg down towards straight. Now, if you prefer to use a strap, you can take the strap with the loop on it, placing the loop around the sole of the foot. If you're going to use the strap, then instead of curving the body forward, thinking forehead to the knee, you want to start with a straight back. So from the side, you want to think of starting a straight back like this, hugging the stomach in and creating a little cobra-like back bend in the upper back. And then you want to hinge forward, hinging at the hip, drawing the stomach towards the thighs and walking your hands forward on the strap, getting your stomach to the thigh first, and then draping the upper body down and thinking forehead to the knee, and if your forehead touches the knee, then you can come chin to shin, looking forward towards your foot. Then releasing the foot with the hands, or releasing the foot with the strap, coming all the way back up to center. Good. Now, of course, we would do the left side, but moving on from there, let's demonstrate the wide leg forward fold. So the wide leg forward fold is both legs out at a 45-degree angle. Now, for a lot of people, even sitting up in this position can be a lot. I encourage people to completely engage their legs. Kick out through the heels, draw the toes back to the nose, and lock out the quadriceps and lock out the calves. Right here, hold this position for about 10 seconds or so, and then you can release the position and start to walk yourself forward. Sometimes what helps is having 2 blocks with you, and you can build yourself a little tower. Now you can build a tower however you like. You can stack them both high up like this to lean forward and bring your forehead down to the blocks. You can find whatever height you like, whatever height works for you, and play with that a little bit to see how forward you can come into the stretch. Now, if you're not going to use the blocks, what I recommend is walking your hands forward and coming down to your forearms. If you can come down to your forearms, stack 2 fists, one on top of each other, placing the foreheads on the fists. If you can reach 2 fists, take away 1, come down to 1 fist. If you can reach 1 fist, place 2 hands flat, 2 hands flat to 1 hand flat to no hands. Forehead to the ground. Now, from here, if your forehead touches the ground, reach your hands towards the heels and then begin to look forward, chin forward. When your chin comes forward, start to press your feet out wide, and think stomach to the mat. Now, from here, you can place your hands underneath your chest and begin to walk yourself back up. Good. Take the hands to the outsides of the knees, draw the knees up, and bring the feet together for Baddha Konasana, for book pose. So we want to open the feet, like we're really opening the feet to the ceiling, turning the feet and opening the soles of the feet to the ceiling. You want to hug the stomach in, belly button to spine, press your elbows into the shins, and come forward with the flat back as far as you can. When you come forward with the flat back as far as you can, then you curve forward, forehead to the toes. Coming back up to center and bringing the hands to the outsides of the knees, pressing the knees together and extending the legs out long for a forward fold. Inhaling the arms up, hinging forward, stomach to thighs, hands to the outsides of the feet, or big fingers to the toes, or hands to the top of the feet. You can have your choice for a toe grip. You want to hug the stomach in and hinge forward with a flat back coming forward. Or if you prefer, if you'd really like to try, you can do the strap, but again, hinge forward with a flat back, pulling on the strap, bringing the body down, and then curving the upper body down and over. Just being careful about any strain onto the neck and upper back. And then, of course, the final position will be a nice twist. You can come into an easy seated pose. Place the right hand behind the back, left hand to the right knee, and look over the right shoulder. And then coming back to center, placing the right hand and going over the left. Good. And then, of course, we come to lying down into Savasana, legs extended out long, arms down by the sides, and find immediate relaxation. Well, thank you very much for allowing me to provide you with a 20-minute video demo, and I look forward to hopefully speaking with you in the future. Thank you very much.